Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys my favorite Ramadan recipe, my favorite appetizer recipe, I guess. So the thing I'm making right now is a sumbusa wrap. The wrapper, I call it, I don't know. So the thing I do is I use 2 cups of flour, then a 2 tablespoons of salt, then I used, I would say 1 cup of, don't actually take that for word, it could have been like a quarter of a cup of water, but just measure with your eyes. In my opinion, measure with your eyes until you know the consistency of a dough. Then you make them into small 6 balls. I made 6 balls. Then I roll them out into making into a small circular dough, like the size of a 9 inch. In my opinion, I think that's 9 inches. Then you'll be stacking them on top of each other using oil and sprinkle flour, as you see. Then I just keep stacking on top of each other until I get to the last one. Yeah. Once you get to the last one, you will be pinching each and every one of them to like meet at towards the end. So you're pulling everything so everything lines up at the end or the edges of the dough. Then yeah, and you roll them out, but make sure that everything is lined up because it comes out looking a bit weird. Like, in my opinion, it's a bit harder to wrap or fold everything in when one side of it is big and the other side is very small. So I just try your best to push everything towards the edges, in my opinion. So that's how I did it. But yeah, if you have your own way, do it your own way. Personally, I just did everything my way because this is how I was kind of taught. So yeah. So if you're having a difficult time, like I don't know when would be the perfect time to flip over. For me, I would just say you do 3, 4, 5 passes, then flip, do the exact same, and add a sprinkle of flowers. Just keep doing that until you feel like you're getting at a comfortable routine, I guess. And if you see me plucking out a few things, is because my rolling pin apparently like was kind of broken, and I kept getting into the food, but I kind of fixed it later on. So it turned out fine. For those who are worried, it turned out fine. Thank you. And yeah, I just continued rolling until I got to a safe inches or safe length, I guess. So yeah. So when you're done rolling everything out, grab a pizza cutter. If you don't have a pizza cutter, you can just use a knife. This is like my second or third time using a pizza cutter, so I was like, I don't know how to use it. And can you just try your best to make it everything parallel as much as you can, but everything was not parallel. Maybe because I completely forgot how to make sambusa, but yeah, I tried my best. That's all that matters. I moved you guys to the stove and I began my process of slowly cooking everything. Yeah. As you see in the background, I am like slowly trying to see if they were going to turn out okay. So this is like I'm like, am I wasting people's time if the wrap doesn't even turn out okay? So this is the part where I knew, I'm like, yeah, it'll be fine. This will be a good recipe for me to show them, and some people will follow along. So yeah, But on the stove, I grab my pan with no oil. You don't put oil. This is not how you make chapati. Just not you're not making chapati. So this is something you do on no oil. That is the thing you do not need. Oil is one thing you do not need when you're making it. So just put it on a pan with no oil. Then flip like maybe every 2 minutes to see if everything is turning out okay. You don't want it to, you want it to look like an uncooked, no, a cooked tortilla basically. If you have ever seen it, it still has a little bit of browning. It's a bit tan. It's not white. So that's what you need. And make sure when you're taking it off the stove, you put it in like a very warm climate. So some people, what they like to do is they grab a bag, like a grocery bag, and they put it in there. Because of the warmth, it will like slowly open it, and I just completely did not do that. And I'm cutting off the extra pieces that I feel like are too bulky, so that is what I did. And yeah.
وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين بسم
Just
الله
try your best to get it open. And you're gonna find like small creases on the dough. And when you're done with everything, make sure you grab a damp microfiber cloth and you just place it over your item. Either you could put it in a bag or you can put it on a bowl. That's what I did. So yeah. Now moving on to the filling. So I will be using a pot. I'm using a somewhat bigger pot, and as you see in the background, I do have my red onion chopped up. So that's what I just did ahead of time to speed up the process of filming and moving everything around. So yeah, by the way, my pot is so dirty. Oh my god, I literally thought I cleaned it so good. But the inside is clean. That's all that matters, okay? Don't come for me unless I send for you, okay? So I added about around, I think that was like 1 pound of beef. And yes, I noticed that I spilled everything.
ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة
Now that the beef is fully cooked, I think it needs to be around 80% cooked. Then I used a big onion. If you have small onions, I would say use 2 small onions. Then yeah, that's how I achieved it. You can use any onion you want. All I had was red onion, so that's what I used. I was not going to be wasteful, okay? I also added serrano peppers. I think serrano peppers give the best heat. I only used one because my father has what was it called, stomach acid reflexes, so he can't handle spicy things. And I added green onions. I think green onions also taste like onions, so you can either use less onions or you could just use like maybe a small 1 onion, then like more green onions, I guess. I added Italian seasoning, I think. Okay, I added salt.
الحمد
You can use any
لله
brand you want.
رب
I added garlic.
العالمين
I think
الرحمن
garlic makes it the perfect
الرحيم
hue or it
مالك
makes it smell
يوم
good.
الدين
I
إياك
added black pepper.
نعبد وإياك
Perfect.
نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت
I added
عليهم
paprika. Paprika
غير
gives it like the reddish
المغضوب
hue.
عليهم
Or
ولا
I personally use paprika as a food coloring, and it looks more appetizing when your food has color to it instead
الضالين
of like a brownie color.
بسم الله
I also added
الرحمن
parsley flakes and
الرحيم
oregano, so you will see those
الله
later
لا
on.
إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات
I also
وما
added
في
cumin, so that is
الأرض
what I was just
من
adding.
ذا
Cumin
الذي
is what gives it
يشفع
that
عنده
amazing flavor.
إلا
Cumin is one
بإذنه
thing that some people just use
يعلم
salt,
ما
black
بين
pepper, and cumin,
أيديهم
but for me,
وما
I like to add more
خلفهم ولا
seasonings. As you could
يحيطون
tell, I just like to have
بشيء
my food
من
very
علمه
vibrant. You don't really need
إلا
all these stuff. You could
بما
just use those three, and it will have the same
شاء
flavor profile
وسع
in a way.
كرسيه السماوات والأرض
That's my oregano.
ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم بسم الله الرحمن
I also
الرحيم
added more
قل
salt because
يا
like I
أيها
said, I personally I
لا
just use
أعبد
everything
ما
until it smells exactly
تعبدون
right to me. I
ولا
just use my sense of
أنتم
smell. I added
عابدون
salt and I was
ما
like, it's missing
أعبد
something. So
ولا
later
أنا
on, I added
عابد
vegetable seasoning.
ما
Here it is.
عبدتم
You can personally
ولا
use Maggie, but
أنتم
something similar
عابدون
to Maggie
ما
because we're boycotting
أعبد
Maggie, okay?
لكم
It's owned by
دينكم
Nestle.
ولي
So
دين بسم الله
after tasting it, and
الرحمن
I was like, wow, this is the
الرحيم قل هو
best thing I ever made because I started
الله
dancing and I
الله
was like, let me put the lid
الصمد
back on and just
لم
continue.
يلد
I was like,
ولم
this is good, and I just wanted to
ولم
eat more of it.
يكن
That's how good
له
it was. I just
كفوا
wanted to eat the whole
أحد
ground beef and just
بسم
have a bowl of
الله
it. Oh my god, it was so good.
الرحمن
But yeah,
الرحيم
I
قل
moved on from
أعوذ
that. Then I began my
برب
egg roll process.
الفلق
I
من
started shredding
شر
some
ما
cabbage.
خلق
Yeah,
ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في
I grabbed
العقد
my grater and I started
ومن شر
cleaning off the
حاسد
carrot first. Then I
إذا
began the process
حسد
of shredding my
بسم
carrots.
الله
You can buy shredded
الرحمن
carrots, but I was like, I'd rather save
الرحيم
money
قل
because I
أعوذ
knew I had a grater at
برب
home. So I was like, let me just grate my own carrots.
الناس
Okay.
ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس
I added my green onions to my bowl. Then I began the process of using my red bell pepper. I don't know why, but bell peppers add the best crunch. But when you're cooking them, of course, they will be soft. But they just add amazing profile to the food, in my opinion. So I just love using bell peppers in everything except my sumbusa, which I completely forgot I had bell peppers. That's why. Now, this is the last thing I do, my chopping process. So this is why I was like, let me save the chicken towards the last because you're gonna have to disinfect everything after touching the chicken. You just dice your chicken the regular way. Some people use ground chicken. I just didn't have time for that. I personally use sesame oil when I'm making egg rolls. You need something that's not really a neutral. You can just use any oil you want. I personally just use sesame oil because it really gives you that amazing flavor that like restaurant egg rolls have. So cooked my chicken, added garlic and ginger. I didn't have ginger paste, so I just used ginger powder. Then I added all my veggies. This is when I'm using bean thread noodles. I just let them soak in warm water and let them sit for 10 minutes. So yeah. Okay, back to my veggies. I just added black pepper. Then I just let that mix. Lemon juice. Soy sauce. And I let that mix perfectly. Yes, I keep spilling everything on the freaking stove. Look how beautiful that looks. And you basically want to keep stirring until all the water is burnt out, I guess. Now I'm adding my bean string noodles. And you just mix that. I would say turn off your stove when you're adding that. Now we're going to be assembling everything, and I'm going to be starting off with the egg rolls because I was literally starving and I was like, I really want to eat egg rolls right now. My egg rolls really weren't thought out, but so when you're laying your egg roll wrap, make sure you have it's shaped like a diamond. So make sure the pointy side, either side is pointing towards you, and make sure it's like a compass pointing north, east, west, and south. And south should be pointing towards you. And you just add your filling. I did maybe a tablespoon of filling. Then that white glue you see is my glue, which is like a flour and water mixed. You could make into any consistency. Some people make it runny, some people make it very thick. And you just do that until you are done with everything. Now we are going to be frying. So when you're frying, make sure your temperature is not really high. You just want it to be medium high, I guess. You don't want everything to burn. And yeah, just keep a very close eye on everything you have. Make sure you do it at a slow pace. Do not add your whole egg roll to your oiling, to your oil, I mean. So just be very patient. Just cook everything until it's golden brown. And yeah, make sure you have another, either a bowl ready to collect your egg rolls and have some paper towels or a cloth ready to absorb all the oil. So I just, the things I weren't going to use, the egg rolls I wasn't going to use, I just grabbed a freezer bag and I put them in the freezer. Yeah. Now I'm getting started on my sambusa. Try to pay attention to the background, and you can slowly see how I'm doing it. But if you guys would like a more of an in-depth video on how I do it, let me know. That same oil, I just use. I try to use when I'm making sambusa. I like to use a bit higher temperature than the egg rolls. Because I like to see those bubbles, and you can see in the first ones they didn't really turn out with the bubbly crispy, the ones I like. So but make sure you also have another bowl set for paper towels to collect all the oil. So this is how the way I like it. So this is when it's slightly more on the higher side of the temperature. So this is the way I like it. Slightly burnt right there, but it turned out perfect. And for the sambusas you have left over, make sure you just put them in the freezer bag and put them in the freezer. That's it. That's it for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And see you in the next video. And if you want more videos, something relating to this, let me know. And I hopefully get to see you guys soon. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And see you in the next video. Bye.